Hi, how are you? Okay, I need to put all of the devices on silent because they're really gonna annoy me while I make this video, and I don't need to be further stressed out. I'll be right back. Hi. So, for today's VlogMas video, I am refilming my living room tour. I had filmed this earlier in November, and when I got down to editing it, it was so long and I just was rambling on about God knows what, ridiculous. So I have no interest in editing that video. I'm not gonna do it. I'm studying, there's too much to do. My life cannot involve editing a video. It was like 56 minutes. No, absolutely not. So I'm refilming. I'm going to make this very bare bones because I'm only filming this on a study break. I told you guys I have an exam tomorrow and one the next day. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. So I'm really struggling with this water, you guys. This is VlogMas sparkling. Okay, so I pretty much only drink sparkling water. I struggle with regular water. It tastes weird. So I'm a sparkling water girl. Water is not water. Wow, Angel, it's like you're Gandhi. No, what I mean is different brands have different tastes. Water, you know how you can say water is water is water? That's not true. Different brands have different tastes. This is among the worst in the Kenya market. This is overcarbonated and it tastes like salt, but I'm having a really hard time getting the ones that I like, which are Mayors and Dasani. And I know people talk about how Dasani tastes like, no, that's what I like. I like the taste of Dasani and the taste of Mayors. This is absolutely awful, but it's all I can get at the moment on Numi, so this is what we're having. Wow, here we were on track, and then the train just, ridiculous. Let's get into this house tour. I am going to try and just be very quick about it because I do want to change a few things. I want to change a lot of things about this place. I tend to get kind of agitated after a while and I want to change things. It's been a long while since I've changed anything in this house. I think I stopped decorating completely in like February, and since then I've maybe bought one or two things. So it's been kind of the same for a long time, and that's kind of making me itch. So I want to change a few things, and maybe I'll show you guys when I've redone it, what it looks like. So I'm just showing you what it looks like at the moment because I can't rest people with, can you do living room tour? Can you do living room tour? So here it is. Here is an ad hoc living room tour. This is a door. Let me back you up so you can see what goes on here. My apartment is very minimally done anyway. It's just a big rectangle. It doesn't have a lot of like nooks and crannies and shapes, which honestly I don't love because this is the main door here. And so when you walk in the door, you're right at the house. I don't have an entryway or anything. Those of you guys that have been with me since my old house will remember that it was tiny. My old place was a matchbox, but it was quite tastefully arranged. It was arranged in a nice, like I had a proper dining room, a proper entryway, it was small but quite tastefully done. This is bare bones, do what you're gonna do with it. It's a big, like the apartment is a large rectangle, then you have this living space, and then a kitchen space, and then the space alongside those two spaces is divided into 2 bedrooms. That's the shape of the apartment. I feel like it's a very economical use of space, but it's not the most artistic use of space. So you have to be very creative with spaces like this to create a living area and a dining area and a study area. At least that's what I've felt the need to do. So I'm gonna back you up. Of course, after saying, let's rush through this, I'm now rambling. Okay, so like I said, this is my front door. When you walk in, you're right in the living room. These French windows here lead out to my balcony area, which I've done absolutely nothing with. I just have a couple chairs out there. I haven't done anything with it. The vision long term is to put like a faux grass kind of thing out there, and a swing, and maybe like a two chair set thing. I have a vision. I just haven't been able to execute it. So the balcony is just the way it came. There's nothing happening there. I think the first thing you notice when you walk in the house is that it's white, stark white, asylum white. It doesn't come like this. It came that kind of off-white eggshell color that most apartments in Nairobi come. I cannot stand that I can't. It was the first thing I did was have the whole place painted white. Everything is white. White is my favorite color. But to be fair, I don't know if I have a favorite color as much as I have a favorite palette. So white, black, gray, nude is my favorite palette. I just like to see those colors together. So a lot of the house you'll see is like that. There's shoes at the door. I'm not really the kind of person that likes shoes at the door, but I haven't been able to find a shoe rack that I like, and I don't actually know if I would keep a shoe rack there anyway. But I keep those sandals, the slides that you can see, the kind of brown slides that you can see, I keep those for guests because I don't like people walking around my house with their outside shoes. Again, it's a very white house and I'm fanatical about cleaning, so you know, pick up your slides at the door. And then my 2 pairs of sneakers, my most worn pairs of sneakers for the gym. So those just live by the door because they're going in and out a lot at the moment. Next to that, you can see my TV wall. This accent thing came with the apartment. I didn't do that. It came like that. I absolutely hate that light fixture. I don't know if you can see it in the frame. It's hideous. It's hideous. It's hideous. I kind of want to change it, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to invest in a nice one and then change my mind, because I could move at any moment. I'm the kind of person that could move at the drop of a dime. I moved here, like I found this place and moved in like a couple of days. I'm kind of, and there's a few things that kind of annoy me about this place that could lead me to pick up and move. So I'm still kind of on the fence about whether I want to invest in a new light fixture, but that is just, that's heinous. I hate that thing. Anyway, I got a lot of questions about my TV console. It came in a set, and you'll see the rest of it. My coffee table, my side table, and my TV console came in a set from Odds and Ends Kenya. Here on the let's see, the right side of the TV console, I just have a few little trinkets. I have the bowl that I tend to throw my keys in, or guests can throw their keys in, that kind of thing. I have this candle that is absolutely useless. It doesn't do anything. It burns with that oil in the middle, so I've stopped burning it. I just think it goes with the backdrop of that accent on the wall, so that's where that lives. I'm currently keeping this bottle of perfume here because it's new and I like how it looks. So that lives there. From time to time I change it out. It could be something different, but usually that tends to be either a candle or a perfume on that side of the TV console. The plants are artificial. I don't have the wherewithal to care for a real plant. You guys know I just got that mint thing yesterday and I really think it's dying. For real, I think it's dying. So yeah, it's absolutely necessary that the plants in my house be artificial. I do want to maybe start small and get succulents, but at the same time, do I care enough about plants that need that much attention? I don't think that I do. So for the moment, I'm happy with these. They're fake elephant ears from Thailand Carpenter. The baskets that they sit in, I got on an Instagram store. If I remember the name of the store, I will link it in the description box of this video. I'm going to nudge you over so you can see the rest of this wall. So over on this side, I just have another plant for symmetry. I actually don't like how it's sitting. I feel like it's leaning over a bit in a way that I don't like. But I have another plant that's exactly the same plant. That's also where my router is for my internet. I have Safari from home. And then an Airwick, which is one of the ways that I scent my home. I, of course, as I'm sure you expect, I scent my home quite vigorously and with a lot of zeal. That Airwick, I think, has the roses scent in it. My TV is a 49 inch, I think. So 49-inch regular Samsung smart TV. It's a basic TV. It's not like the fact. It doesn't do any of the super fancy things. It's just a regular smart TV, Netflix, YouTube, that stuff. Nothing else to report on this wall. This mirror behind me I got made. I will leave the details of my Glassmaker in the description box, the one with the white border. The one next to me on this side, I got 3 of these mirrors from Thailand Carpenter. You could probably tell, and you'll see in the rest of the house, that I just like mirrors in general. I'm not really a pictures on the wall kind of person. I think it's the minimalism. I just don't like fuss. So I prefer mirrors, and because this house doesn't have windows, I don't know if you can tell. The light only comes from the glass doors on the balcony and in the kitchen. I actually don't have windows. So in order to create light and this bright effect which I need for my sanity, I use mirrors to bounce the light around. So this mirror bounces light off of there. So there's this one, there's another one over there that bounces. Like the mirrors create the brightness in here. This tray over here is actually from Nakmat. I got this, gosh, my very first year working. So it must have been 2016. It's just a melamine tray, really cheap, but the thickness really impressed me. It's a very thick melamine tray. So I got 2 of them. The other one is sitting on my coffee table. The roses are not real, they are foam. I also use these to scent the house. So what I do is I have some pure rose oil, damask rose oil, and I drop it in the center of the roses, and that scents the house. So actually if you pick these up, they smell like real roses. Oh, so pretty. I have another airwick hiding behind those roses here, and I think this one has magnolia in it. This lamp, I'm just now realizing, has been on all day. I've been up since very, very early today, panic studying, so I need to turn that off. It is, this was a gift for my, let's see, it was 2 years ago, so for my 26th birthday, from my friends at work. And I think that they got it at House of Leather, because I've seen something similar, but a different color to this one at House of Leather. So I think that's where you could get that. The side table, of course, matches the TV console. It is from Odds and Ends. Let me see if I can move you around. Oh, this chair I got on overstock.com and had it shipped in. I absolutely love it. It's very spacey, like without the cushion. I really like that negative space effect. Again, it's just that minimal thing. All of the cushions in my house are from Mr. Price Home. So I've moved you around again, and now you're looking at the house from the main door. This rug I bought from a guy that was walking along the street. If you guys have been with me a while, you remember my old rug. I really loved it. It had kind of geometric lines, but not a print. It kind of had lines shaved into it, very geometric, and was a very pale, like this color, like an off-white kind of wheat color. Love that rug. But when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is what I need. I love when things feel good. I really like texture on things, and this feels fantastic. I bought it off some guy that was selling them. He was walking along not far from here. I was like, how much? And then I brought him here to lay it down. And what he had was too small, but he ended up going and selling and getting me a size bigger to fit my space. I absolutely love this rug. It just feels so nice. It feels so nice. This chair, I always get questions about this chair. This chair is from Odds and Ends. It's just a white Eames chair with arms. Of course, the cushion is from Mr. Price Kenya. This is the coffee table, same as from the same set as the TV console and the side table. I really, really love this set. I was scared, actually, that it would be a bit too dark for me. They are probably the darkest items, well, apart from my dining kind of pub table, which you'll see in a second. And I was nervous about whether this would work in the space, but I think it really does a good job of grounding everything, because maybe the place would have been a bit too white had I gone lighter than this. So I'm quite happy. This is that tray from Nakmat. I just have a bunch of hourglasses on there. I love hourglasses. I have my mirrored coasters from Mr. Price Home, and I have a candle from White Barn. Love those. This coffee table is filled with perfume samples. Like both drawers has a drawer on each side, and it's just perfume samples. This is where I'll be watching TV and just pulling out samples and playing with perfume. That's kind of my thing. I get questions about my couch a lot. This couch I had made. If you want the number for my Carpenter, I can put that in the description box. I was very fussy about both the color and the material. I knew I wanted white, but it also had to be easy to clean. It couldn't be a fabric that was difficult to clean, that would be difficult for me to keep up with. So I had this made in polyurethane, faux leather. So it wipes clean, which is how it stays so white. That's usually the question. How do you keep a white couch? Because it wipes clean. If this was fabric, I don't know, it would probably be gray by now. You know, I want it to be wine safe, such that if anybody spilled wine, it would be fine. And I found that I really enjoy it. I was scared that it might be cold, but I find actually that this material heats up quite fast compared to real leather. My parents have real leather couches in the like entertainment space, and you sit on them and you kind of freeze for a good minute or two before they heat up. This heats up immediately, like it warms up immediately. So I haven't found that it's too cold at all. The pillow is Mr. Price Home, and the throw is also Mr. Price Home. Now the couch was made as a set with this bench, and I came up with the design myself because I couldn't find anything. I had this concept in my head, but I couldn't find anything to kind of give my carpenter. So we had to talk through it, and we had to go through a number of rounds of design before you could get the concept. But the concept was, this bench is exactly as long as the seating space on the couch. It also is exactly as high as this. So the concept is I should be able to pick this up on my own. It was integral that it is light enough that I can pick it up. So I can lift this on my own, no problem. I can lift it and put it in front of the couch, just push the coffee table forward, put it in front of the couch. It fits perfectly, seamlessly, and then watch movies reclined. So it's very nice when I have, you know, a special friend over to just watch movies. It's a very comfy, it just kind of feels like watching movies in bed, because this and the bench are exactly the same height. So it extends like if you were just watching movies in bed. That was the concept. I think he nailed it eventually. It took 3 rounds of design before we arrived on, yeah, there you are. But I'm very, very happy with this bench. I also like, because it's so light, it could go outside if I needed it to, like on the balcony. I could just also push it over to the French doors and just sit there and catch a breeze. I love it, I love it. This was absolutely genius. Congratulations, Angel, you're so smart. The throw here, the throw here is from Tuskies. When I first moved out into my first house, there was no money. Like, I really underestimated what life would cost. And after putting down like my deposit and buying essentials, there was very little money for like furnishings. And so there were so many little things that I bought just to get by. And this is one of the few that have survived, because in that time that I've got rid of, as I've been able to kind of purchase the things that I actually wanted, I've got rid of the things that I had bought just to shikilia. This has survived because it's so sentimental. I was so broke that day. I was at Tuskies looking for mugs. I had moved out the day before. I was looking for mugs at Tuskies, and the apartment was so cold. Like, my first apartment was so freaking cold, and it was kind of depressing that next morning. It just kind of felt like, wow, I thought moving out would be a bit more glam. So I bought this, and this was my companion in that apartment. It kept me warm when I was up working late, or, you know, watching Netflix late. So I've kept it. It's cheap. It doesn't really, it's not as bougie as I would like. There's something that I would like to replace it, but before I can, I'm happy to keep it because it's just so sentimental. Like, this is really, it's a very big throwback for me, to be honest. So I keep it. It was like 400, I think it was like 400 shillings or something ridiculous. And here we are. My dining space is right behind my couch. I didn't want a very formal dining table, like formal seating, like a big, huge dining table. I wanted it to be very casual. I'm very protective about my space. I don't just have people over, just have anybody over. So I tend to have like friends over. So I wanted the dining table to be a nice communal, like you can sit and vibe, you can sit and just have drinks. It's a very nice, comfortable height. And the stools kind of facilitate leaning in and chatting. I find it very comfy. However, I find that it doesn't go with the space. I just think it's a bit too heavy. The legs, because they're so thick, this is metal, it's iron, and then the top is a really heavy wood. I find that the look of the rest of my space is very light, and this set is very, very heavy. So I'm contemplating painting the legs on this set white, just to kind of make it look a bit lighter. It sits a bit too heavy. I don't know if you've noticed, but all of my furniture tends to sit on very light, thin legs. I don't like anything to sit on thick, heavy, dark legs. That looks, that's not the vibe. That's not the aesthetics, not the look. And I feel like these are kind of off the aesthetic. So I think I'll probably leave the upholstery alone for the moment, but I'm quite sure that I'm going to end up painting the legs of this thing white. My vision in the future for this is for this to be on a balcony when I hopefully when I'm in a bigger space. I can see this as a balcony item, so in the future I know that I'll put this same white faux leather on the seats, but certainly these legs, they have to get white. They're too dark, right? Maybe you could tell me if I'm imagining it. They're just too dark. Compare this side of the frame to this side of the frame. This side looks heavier. I don't like it. It doesn't fit the aesthetic. I had this made by an Instagram store. Her name is Tira. I will link her below. Again, you see very skinny hairpin legs. I love. This again was another thing that I kind of had to make in my head and explain to her, this is what I want, but I think she did a fantastic job. We didn't have to erect this at all. I just have a simple Eames chair on here. Sorry, this scarf is what I'm using to keep warm as I study. Of course, my laptop is open because I have an exam. Very simple chair. I like to keep it very simple. This is actually a bit more busy than I like, and I think it's just because of how much time I'm spending at this desk at the moment. But there's a lot more junk on that desk than I like. Like, I'm looking at it in the frame and it's like, oh my god, that's messy and disgusting. So I might actually do a quick cleanup of that before I settle back down. I don't think there's much to report. That mirror was also made by the same people that made my my large mirror. The link will be, no, the number will be in the description box. This area is a bit of a faff, to be honest. I know it's a bit too black. I know it needs something, I'm just not sure what. Initially, I wanted to do a gallery wall of a few of my favorite quotes, because I know I'm not gonna do pictures. Let me show you how much wall there is here. You see, it's all that. Those are the French doors over there. So it's just a big blank. You see all this, really blank. I know I want to do something with it, I'm just not sure. So at the moment, I just have this little setup here because I'm envisioning a gossip bench here, and then a gallery of maybe either 6 or 8 framed quotes here. That's kind of the vision at the moment. I'm not sure. I'm kind of faffing around with it at the moment. So this is what it looks like. This is another of those House of Leather mirrors. When I have flowers, they tend to sit in this vase over here. I have a collection of Collins classics of books that I love. These are not all my books. I stopped collecting physical books when I moved back from Vancouver because I had to leave so many of them behind. I just feel now that it's a bit of an impractical thing to buy actual books for every book that I read. I'm much more of an e-reader at the moment, and honestly I'm doing a lot of Audible, like audiobooks at the moment, so I'm not really buying physical books very much at the moment. But there's a Collins classics of books that I loved, that I've loved growing up. So it's quite a mishmash. I have The Great Gatsby, Pride and Prejudice, The Art of War. It's quite a mix, and then another hourglass. And that's it. Oh, and the chair there is yet another Eames chair from Odds and Ends, Kenya, and the pillow is from Mr. Price Home. That is my entire living area. Wow. Yeah, it's a long video. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that I've been able to mention where everything is from. I will try to make the description box as useful as possible. I need to get back to studying because wow. Yeah, I need to get back to studying because I'm starting to get a bit of that pre-exam anxiety. So just to comfort myself, I need to know as much as possible today. So I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Love you, mean it. Bye.